Hey guys, welcome back to another video. 'Tis officially the holiday season here on the Sam Young channel, which means that it is officially time for some holiday makeup. But it is also the Vlogmas season, and as you may have seen in the intro, I've decided to try my hand at it. I am probably not going to do the actual vlog style videos that a lot of people do this year, but I am going to try to shoot to come out with, I am going to shoot for, just don't use the word shoot. I'm going to try to come out with 25 videos between now, December 1st and December 25th. Not all of them are going to be holiday themed, and a lot of them might not even be content that you guys have seen from me before, but there will be 25 videos. Actually, I can't even promise that. This is my first time trying Vlogmas, guys. I just thought that it would be fun to give it a shot. So really the bottom line goal for me is just to come out with a lot of videos, more than I normally would. Really just picture me as a child with like a 64 count box of crayons. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but it will very likely end in a indecipherable conglomeration of my innermost thoughts. But the first video I chose to film was this cruelty-free casual makeup tutorial for Christmas. My goal was to create just a titch of holiday festivity in a very wearable, kind of slightly glitzy look. Let's get started. All right, so I got you guys in really close, and I'm gonna start by putting on this Bare Minerals primer. And I'm just gonna take this fluffy brush and kind of spread that out all over the lid so it's nice and even. For the look we're doing, I actually really do suggest using some kind of primer. It honestly doesn't matter if it's sticky or matte. That's kind of based on your preference. Try to find something that's kind of light like this. Having a lighter base down is gonna kind of help that glitz to come through a little bit more. I kind of consider Christmas glam to be associated with like a bold red lip and bold colors, lots of glitter on the eyes or on the face, big fluttery bold black lashes, that kind of thing. But what I associate with more of like a Christmas casual look is like lightly frosted, a little bit icy, a little bit glitzy, like a far more toned down version of the frosty look Britney Spears had in this iconic music video. Oh, what is that song called? It's called My Only Wish, I think. I've been listening to so much Christmas music since Thanksgiving ended. It's insane. But when I thought of like a frosty kind of eyeshadow look, I instantly thought of the Bare Minerals Dawn palette. This is their Bounce and Blur palette. And I thought specifically about these two shades right here. So this is that like Aurora Light shade, the really icy one, and it's got like a iridescent shift to it. And then this one is called Pink Cloud, and it's just pinky glitter. It doesn't really shift. Okay, so that primer has dried on the lids for sure. So we're good to go in at this point. And I'm just gonna take my finger into that Aurora Light shade and just start packing it on. I'm gonna start in the inner corner though and just kind of start to work it up onto the lid and see where I kind of want to transition into a different color. I think on this like outer third, I'm either gonna try to put that Pink Cloud shade if I really want to go sparkly, or maybe one of these matte shades just lightly to kind of bring it back down to earth a little bit. We don't want to be too angelic, darling. Now, I don't know what your beliefs are, but if you do believe in angels, I feel like this is probably a bad time of year to show them up, you know? So we gotta bring it back down to earth just a little bit. Give them a chance, you know? I think what I'm gonna do is pack that Pink Cloud shade on the outer third. I feel like it's a little hard for you guys to see that transition from the like purplish pink to the kind of like peachy pink shade, but it actually looks really pretty in person. Okay, it is time to bring this look back down to earth a little bit, and I actually think I'm going to mix those two shades in the palette, and I'm just going to dust this into the crease. Okay, I like this a lot. I'm just gonna put a little bit more of that really iridescent Aurora Light shade in the center of the eye. And then just taking whatever is left on that crease brush, I'm just gonna kind of blend the two together a little. Okay, I think that actually is looking really good. I definitely will put something on the lower lash line and do the brows and stuff, which is gonna tie it together in a minute. But let's go ahead and get the face. So I'm gonna start with concealer. This is my Mineral Fusion like Correct and Conceal duo. I'm not gonna be using the color correcting shade. I'm just gonna dip into the concealer shade. And I'm using a Real Techniques just orange sponge and picking it up on the very tip. And then I'm just gonna kind of start patting it where I want it, and covering problem areas is really all I'm focusing on with this. Like you guys can see, I have a couple little rosacea marks right here, and then I have a pimple down here that's healing. And I also just used that sponge to kind of, with the leftover concealer, drag it up and kind of map out just slightly underneath that eyeshadow, a little bit of a line to just kind of draw it up a little more. But I am leaving that area pretty soft. And if you do kind of make the mistake of making a super sharp line and you don't want that, you can just go in with a finger and kind of tap over that area and blend the two together. For my foundation today, I've been loving this, especially in winter months. I really love this. For a natural look, I'm going to be using the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. This has SPF in it, which is really, really nice, but it's also just like a nice tint. Let me swatch it a little bit for you. It's just kind of this like pretty liquidy, almost gel consistency. I'm just gonna dot that bit that I used for the swatch all over my face. And I probably will go in with more than this, but I'm just gonna use that flat end of the sponge to kind of start pressing this into the skin. Man, what I really love about this particular product is just that it makes you look really, really hydrated. And in the winter, I want that even more. Note to self, I really want to do some like skincare videos this month too in my little Vlogmas group of video ideas. I want to add that because I have just insanely dry skin, and I know I've mentioned that on the channel before, but like to the point that my skin just drinks moisturizer, just eats it, and like consistently throughout the day, especially during the winter when it gets cold. And actually it's snowing today. This is the first day it snowed all year in Indiana where I live. But I feel like there are some people out there that really could use some advice on quenching their skin's thirst this time of year, and I'm definitely the girl to ask for that. My skin all over my body is that way, but I notice it especially with like my face and my hair gets so dry this time of year. Like I can put so many oils and like hydrating products even in my hair and it will get staticky by the end of the day. I do want to add a little bit of powder underneath the eyes and maybe down on the chin, because those are the places that I like feel like I actually look oily and not just like glowy and hydrated if I don't powder them. So I'm just gonna do that really fast. This is the Honest Beauty setting powder, and just hit underneath the eyes. And then I'm gonna take a good amount down onto the chin. If you have skin like me too, applying your powder with like a damp sponge instead of just like a dry brush or something really helps with keeping that moisture kind of locked in. So it's time to bronze up the face just a little bit, and I'm going to use my Honest Beauty Luminizing Glow Powder. This is in the shade Dusk Reflection. It is an absolutely beautiful product. I'm just going in with a nice heaping amount. It's one of those products that doesn't really look bad no matter how much you apply. But what I do not like is that no one can use it if they don't have my skin tone, you know, or like if they're not lighter. I do think this could maybe be a subtle highlight if you had really, really dark skin, but like if you're anywhere in the middle, then it's just gonna be your skin color. It's not gonna do a lot for you. But since this does have a little bit of like a reflective mica-y powder in it, it ends up looking really healthy on the face while still not like highlighting. I'm gonna take it a little bit under the jaw as well, but I really am just kind of hitting those stereotypical areas you would on the face. I'm kind of making like a 3 on either side, or like a butterfly going around and in and then around and down. Okay, so I think it's looking really, really good. The exact amount of warmth that I would want, still looking pretty natural, and now is my favorite part, at least for today's look, because I feel like this Aether palette, this is the Crystal Charged cheek palette in the colorway Rose Quartz. They have a couple others, but I feel like I put this in a certain place in my collection where I just completely forgot about it for a while, and these are the most beautiful shades, especially for like a frosted, like candy apple cheek kind of look, which I totally want to go for today. Here's kind of an up close look at the colors. These are the blushes. This one is completely matte. This one is satin, has a little bit of shimmer, and then this is the highlight shade. I really think that either of these blushes would look absolutely gorgeous on the face. And so I think I'm gonna mix them today. And if you haven't seen my Aether review videos, I will put them up here somewhere. But anyway, I'm just gonna mix those two and just lightly dust, very light flicking motions. I'm kind of rotating my brush a little bit as I go. And I am not using a traditional blush brush for this. I actually used a traditional blush brush for the bronzer because the angle on it kind of helps me to cut edges in my face that I like. But this brush is just kind of domed up top. It's a fluffy brush. And now that I've used most of the stuff on the brush, I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of do these circular motions, these sweeping motions kind of forward and back. And then I am just gonna go in with a little bit more and dust it across the tip of my nose, which I think is a really cute look for this time of year. Then I'm gonna take this e.l.f. highlighting brush into that peachy, shimmery highlight shade. This is just such a gorgeous glow. I'm like taking it up now just because I feel like that's where I wanna go with this. Just more, I want more. Now, just a tip for those of you that want super juicy cheeks, I say if you have a more subtle highlight like this, take it onto the actual apple of the cheek. And I'm just using whatever is left on this brush. I didn't go in with more, but you totally could. Then I'm just gonna take a little bit more and hit just this top part here. I'm not someone that goes all the way down the nose with highlight. I'm gonna hit the tip of my nose too. But I have a bump in my nose, so I don't like to highlight that. I feel like it makes it go further forward. Okay, so now we are looking super fresh and glowy. And it's time to kind of finish up this eye look. You could take a smudging brush for this step, but I'm just gonna go into both those shades I used in the crease, tap off excess, and then I'm just going to pinch that brush and smudge that in to the lower lash line a bit. Now I'm going to take this dense little packing brush and I'm dipping into that super, super light Aurora Light shade. And then I'm going to try to place this and kind of pack that really light shade onto the waterline, so just above where I put that shadow. Then for eyeliner, I'm going to go back into the Bare Minerals palette and I'm going to be using the shade Stormy Sky. And I'm just going to use an angled brush and kind of smudge that into the lash line. I'm not going to go too intense with it. So I did put a little bit of that Stormy Sky shade on there and I kind of smudged it into the upper lash line, and then I just kind of did a little bit of a wing and smoked that out a little bit just to again kind of emphasize that shape that I wanted. Now it's time for mascara, and I'm going to, just because we're using so much Bare Minerals in this video, going to use the Love Every Lash from Bare Minerals. This is a super dry mascara. I don't think it would be up everyone's alley, but I do like it a lot. Okay, lashes are looking really, really good. I'm gonna go ahead and use a Burt's Bees pencil to fill in my eyebrows, maybe put a little bit of an e.l.f. Wow Brow Gel on there, and then we'll move on to lips. I'm also going to go in with just a little more concealer. And this is just because I have protruding eyes. I know a lot of my viewers are protruding eye queens too. But I see that just on the inside of the nose, I didn't hit that quite like I would have liked to. And it's starting to look a little too dark and making me look tired. So I'm just gonna kind of dab there one more time, and then any excess that I have I'm going to bring onto the eyes. My absolute favorite lip gloss in my collection right now is the Thrive Cosmetics lip gloss. I have it in the shade Charlotte, but for a super simple look, I thought that a clear gloss would just be nice. This is one from e.l.f. It's their lip lacquer. It's in the shade Bubbles. This has like some glitter in it. And my trick for when I do like really just clear lip gloss looks is that I like to fill in my lips with something that's kind of similar, like a lip liner that's similar to my lip color. So I'm gonna use this Thrive lip liner in the shade Jessie to just kind of outline my lips and then lightly fill them in. I'm not gonna color. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just kind of lightly touching. And I did have a lip balm on before this just to kind of hydrate my lips. I did that before even getting on camera. But this way the lips are still going to look kind of like defined when I put this gloss on top of them, and I'm going to be generous with this gloss because I like a super glitzy, thick look when I do clear glosses. Okay, so like Allie, I'm going to just kind of step back and assess the situation a little bit to see what I want to add in little spots. And I'm really just fine-tuning at this point, but I am going to go back in with some of that highlight and just hit the very tops of the cheekbones where I think I want a little bit more of that glow. And then my final step here, I think, is going to be to put a little bit of that highlight on the very center of this eyelid look. Ooh, that actually pairs really well with that iridescent pink. Okay, I know I said I was done, but I'm also gonna put underneath my brows too. All right, guys, so that is it for this very casual, cruelty-free Christmas makeup look. I hope you guys got something out of it. Did I hit the like toned down Britney Spears target? I think I did, a little bit. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you are looking forward to these Vlogmas videos as much as I am. And okay, now I gotta go edit this video and film another because I've got a lot to do. Mwah! I will see you in the next video.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes.